Hello and welcome back. So the topic that we're going to discuss today is change, or more specifically, how to deal with change. In any type of scenario, in any type of emergency, or in any part of our lives, we're going to be experiencing change. So change is basically, or what I define it as, anything that's different than what I did yesterday. Okay, so like for today, this video and the topic that we're discussing is a change from what I did yesterday. Okay, so change in and of itself is neutral. It's our perception of that change that makes it good or bad, positive or negative. So I'll give you an example of that in my life. When I was 18, I was a genius. I quit school the second semester of my senior year. Some would perceive that as bad. At the time, I probably did as well. But in retrospect, it was probably the best thing that happened, because then, after that, about 3 years later, I went back to high school and, sorry, got something in my throat. I went back to high school and I met a teacher, Mrs. Turner, who really helped set me on a different path, on a path that which I'm at today. She talked me into going to college. She taught me into becoming the poetry editor at the school paper. She taught me probably more English grammar, and my writing is no reflection on her or her skills as a teacher. But she turned me on to some different aspects that, had I finished high school at the time in Frankfurt, I don't think I would be where I'm at today. So even though we perceive change currently as something that is not beneficial to us or something that is bad, it doesn't mean that it is bad, okay? Because it's only the perception or the emotion that we attach to the change. So I consider change in three categories. There's a global, regional, and then personal. Okay, so an example of personal change, something that could be considered bad is the loss of a job. But then, a month, a week, 2 months later down the road, you find the job that's really what you're supposed to be doing. It's your passion. It's what you enjoy. So again, it doesn't, even though the change itself may seem bad at the time, it may, in fact, be something that turns out to be well. Regional change would be considered something like they're putting in a new highway in your area. I know it's kind of a lame one, but it's the best I can think of off the top of my head. So at the time that this highway is coming in, it's going to be a pain in the butt, okay, depending and especially where you are. When I was in D.C. or lived in Atlanta, anytime they did any construction, it was just gnarly. It was just ugly. I mean, even on a good day with no construction, traffic was terrible. So, but then later, after this highway finally gets in, it actually shortens your trip from, going to work or going to the grocery store or what have you. So again, it's all the perception. And if you don't apply an emotion to the change, then the impact of that change will be less severe. The same is true for global. So a global change could be the climate. Okay, so the climate's changing. We have a perception that man is the one, or humans are the ones that's influencing this climate change, when in fact climate change has happened several times over the Earth's history. So while I don't agree with everything that's going on as far as the human influence on the climate, I think we can be better stewards of our planet, and we definitely need to do that. But understanding what's going on and how it affects us, the perception is right now that it's a bad thing. But in the history of the Earth, it has actually been beneficial. The ice ages, so it's been much colder. At one time, there was no ice on the surface of the planet. Dinosaurs roamed. They got rid of the dinosaurs. Obviously, mankind and dinosaurs, probably not a good mix. We would definitely not be at the top of the food chain. So understanding change, understanding how change impacts you and what its influence is on you is something that we need to quit applying an emotion to it. Understand it for what it is. Change is neutral, and it can wind up being something for the best. Okay, so we'll talk about a different topic tomorrow. I hope you have a terrific day. Again, if you have any comments or if you have any questions that you'd like to hear, give us a shout. You can comment on the website. Again, that's greatlivingsources.com. Or you can shoot me an email at guy@greatlivingsources.com. Have a great day and see you tomorrow. Thank you.